Hello everyone. Yesterday we introduced the topic of density. Density is definitely not easy topic, so I think it's helpful we can work another two examples today, and hopefully this video will be helpful and help you to understand the density in a better way. So just quickly review yesterday we mentioned. So in general idea, density is actually related to other two quantities, which is the mass and volume. The one thing might confuse you about mass. Some students can just search the difference between mass and weight, but most cases is we actually consider they're the same thing if we are talking about. Actually, we are talking about the weight or the mass of the object on the earth because weight is actually related to the idea of gravity. And if we, of course, if we're talking about, or if we change the environment, the gravity is different, then we're talking about the different two quantities about mass and weight, because weight is actually linked to the force. So, but anyway, right now, to make it easier right now, I think you can just focus on, for example, when we talk about the mass, you can link to the idea about the weight. So let's check this question. When you see these two questions, it's actually two like there are two small example, two small questions here. Don't be afraid. Let's read the question to see how do we use information to analyze the information and also link to our question. So the question says, a wooden cube has an edge, a length of 6 centimeter. So the key word here we know is a cube. So it's look like. So it's like a rectangular prism, but we know it's actually the special case is all sides, all faces are squares. Determine the density of the cube to the nearest thousands. That's the first question. The second question is state the type of the wood and using this table. So let's work on the first and later we can analyze this one. As we mentioned, if we need to find the density, we're actually using mass over volume. If you need a trick, you can also check the stream I posted yesterday, which is created by Alex. He always mentioned this DMV, so it's easy to remember this formula and relation between these three quantities. So the density is, since it's mass, we already know that, is 137.8 over, point is what is the volume here? Let's write on the side note. So the volume, we know the rectangular prism is length times width times height. However, for this one, since it's all 6, so it's going to be 6 times 6 times 6. It's going to be 6 to the third power. Which is 216. So we just divide by 216. Now we use calculator to find out 137.8 divided by 216. Okay, so this answer is 0.6379. So we need 1,000, meaning we need to keep 3 digits here. And then we check the fourth number, which is 9, so we're going to round it up. So it's gonna be 8. And also we know it's gram divided by cubic centimeter, so it's gonna be, so that's why density is always the weight or the unit of mass per the volume. Okay, so this is it. Now let's go back to check the second question. State which type of the wood. So if we need to compare which type of the wood, we need to compare the density. So this density is 0.638. If we compare this, which one is closest, or we actually saying which is located here. So that's why we know the type of the wood is gonna be ash. Using the density, so they have the same one. they have the same density. Okay, so that's a question here. Let's check the second example. So second example is actually talking about the population density. So before we started, I want to quickly introduce, not really introduce, compare the general idea of density and population density. My understanding is population density is more like a 2D version of the general density. It's actually talking about in a certain area, how many people actually live in a certain area. Just imagine, so for example, if we compare, for example, one classroom has, let's say 20 students, but the other classroom exactly with the same area with, let's say 60 students. So if you just see the graph, you can see this is actually the lower density, and this one is higher density. And also, let's think about the two countries. If you consider the country with Canada and also India, we know the population density of India is higher than Canada. So that's an example, that's a general idea for you to understand the population density. So let's check the question and I will show you the population density. Since we're talking about how many people, the number of the people live in a certain area, so we are going to use the population and also area to find the density. So we have a table of information with the population in this and also the area of the state listed in the table, and the question is asking us which of the states listed in the table has the greatest population density and what is the density. In order to find it, to find the density, we are going to, since we need to find the greatest one, so we are going to find each state, the density of each state, and then compare. And let me quickly show you. So the population density, we still use density here, is actually the number of the population. So here I'm going to write down the population divided by the area. And then this is basically how we find it. So so that's why the population density you always hear is like number of people per square miles, and this talking about the number of people in the unit area. So that's basically how do we do that. So let's just type the answers, the numbers in the calculator. Let's compare. What is this? So the first one is 4601893 divided by 43204, which is, so the first one is 106515, and the second one is 2984926 divided by 46923. Double check the number, so this is a 6361. And next one is 1050292 divided by 1034. As you can see, this is, wow, this is actually way much higher than the others. Let's double check the numbers. So 105,292,10. Okay, so this is actually interesting. Oh, this is island, so this is definitely smaller area, but population is very high, 576. Most likely is going to be the answer, but let's just double check all the answers here, and you have better understanding what does that mean. This one definitely probably not, because the area is not small, but the number of population is not. Say this is like a very okay, Wyoming, and you can see it's a very low. So that's why, you know, if you check the news, New York City most likely has most cases of COVID-19. And the other possible factor is actually, you know, besides a lot of, you know, factor we can consider, but the one of thing is New York City does have very high population density, and based on the fact that virus is very contagious, so that's why it's another factor. So you can even link this idea to the current situation here. Okay, so based on what we said, Let's see, write down number. First, we know the density highest one is gonna be this island, and also we need to round the answer to the nearest tens. So if you check this number, nearest tens is 1 digit after decimal. We just need to check the second number, which is 5, so we're going to round it up. Oh, so it's going to be 1015.8. Okay, so that's our answer for this one, and I hope these two examples will give you a better idea for this kind of question. And you can definitely search more examples regarding population density or the other examples regarding general density, but the idea is very similar. Hope everyone stay safe, stay healthy. See you soon.